Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today I'm in Canada at the Edmonton Soil and Grazing Conference, and I'm with Marty Lawrence, and I visited with Marty a little bit yesterday, and he just came up to me. I didn't know him from Adam, and I started listening to Marty's story, and as soon as I heard it, I was like, I'm not leaving here without doing a video with Marty. So Marty, tell us a little bit about where you're from and what you're up to.
Well, I manage a large cattle ranch, 550 cows, so large to some to not, and I look after 36 quarters of land and swath graze and grow cover crops, do adaptive grazing after following Mr. Judy and Mr. Williams, and it just cover up the soil, use a holistic approach, and just lots of observation and build that topsoil, keep it covered, and try to keep the tractor out of the cow herd as much as you can, or it'll just break it because John Deere wants that, I don't. And we feed for 1 month a year, a processed feed from the 15th of March to the 15th of April, and then we get them cows out there calving and moving and stripping off as much as I want, and then save some, and then we stockpile grass to get out in the beginning of April, and then when the growth comes, we just take off what we think is right and keep saving a bit so it gets the biology awake, and then stay away from the inputs and just make it happen with lots of observation and lots of just talking to people and networking and falling in love with the land.
Yeah. Well, Marty, your farm, wait a minute now, you just said you don't feed about a month of prepared feed. You're in Canada.
Well, we swath graze.
Swath graze, yeah.
Explain
that.
Well, we stay on the grass from the 15th of April till about the 1st of November, strip the calves off, get them gone to the feedlot that we got, and then we just start swath grazing cover crops. I've tried monoculture, I've tried corn, the oats and the barley, but now these polycultures with 14-way mix, you just can get away from spraying when your land gets good, and a little bit of fertilizer because you put the legumes down, and it just works. You just got to keep working at it. But I've been swath grazing for 24 years.
Wow.
My organics are up, the water cycle's good, and we just ranch, that's it.
Well, you were telling me on some of your pastures, your soil organic matter, you were up around, was it 8 or 9%?
Where I've been swath grazing on my good dirt, it's gone from 3 to 9% on the organic, and that land is done wild stuff. And I wish I would have recorded it when I started 25 years ago, but I just bought the Alan Savory book and just started reading and thinking and get out of the box and get out of the industrialization and make the cows do the work.
Yeah. It was uncomfortable for you to change though at the start.
The neighbors, they were really browbeating me because I'm the young buck snorting and bucking and pawing, but I just kept going. And, after a while they start following you, so then you do what's right for the land, forget about society and all these crazy things, and just fall in love with the land. That's it.
Well, you were telling me yesterday, Marty, one of your practices, when you're in calving season, you can't be moving your cows, because you're calving. And explain what you do in calving.
We just move them from quarter to quarter or from 80 acres, and we open the gate, and them old girls will go with their friends, and then they go eat, and when their bags get full, they go, oh, my calf, and they go back and get the calf. And you got to be out there watching and talking to them, but you can't chase them. You just open the gate and let them do their job.
Yeah.
And people get to want to chasing and all that cowboy stuff, but that's okay. Yeah. But you'll just get in a wreck because they're still just a cow. It's not a John Wayne movie. They're just cows.
It sounds to me like you're kind of following nature. I mean, when I heard you speak yesterday, you talked about a neighbor saw a cow, or a calf is left behind. They're out there chasing it around the four-wheeler, and you're like, leave him alone.
He got the calf 2 pastures back to where we were, so me and my helper spent 2 hours trying to get that cow back to find her baby calf, or he would have died. But we got her done. But I just said to the neighbor, maybe just stick to your place, I'll stick to mine. Because they were crossing the road, so we put we lay snow fence across the road, and the vehicles can travel across, but the cows won't because they think it's a cattle guard.
Right.
And he was all worried because he saw a calf on the hill, and and he meant well, but just stay out of my stuff.
Marty, what would be your advice to somebody just starting out in this regenerative ag? You know, they're thinking about developing their own grazing operation.
Well, start small, safe to fail strips, observation, take pictures, and just don't give up, because that place when I got there was a golf course with too many cows, and I just kept changing and growing. And you know, swath grazing, I used to start in September if the weather was right, just to give my grass a break to bank some up. So, because going out to grass to calve is way better than the silage wagon and the bunks and the craziness. But not crazy, it's just an ideology.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you noticed your animal health when you started moving your animals out onto clean pasture. Your animal health skyrocketed.
No sick, no foot rot, no pneumonia, but we did some water that, you know, we put in some good water systems through the government, and that's the icing on the cake. You
got to be able to have water. That's
good
right.
water,
yep.
And it's them calves got to be able to drink with their mom and not let the mom drink and then they scatter off and they don't drink, because they'll get sick. Dehydration, no matter what you got, you'll have a sick calf.
Yeah. Well, of all the things that you do of your daily routine, what is the favorite part of your day in this whole deal?
Well, if you can get out in the morning and the weather's right and the cows move right and everything's right and you just watch them go to a new break, they kind of tell you when they're ready to move, then you decide. There's just to flow with the cows and not be mad at the cows.
Yeah.
Just fall in love with the cows. That's what you're doing. So you might as well love them or get out of the business, because there's no big money in them. But to heal the earth, you know, that's a big thing to do that I think we all got to get back on. We got to, number one is our soil health. What's going on below our feet?
Yeah.
And that's a big, like, I don't have all the answers, but I'm learning, and just keep watching the YouTube and keep trying.
Well, Marty, you just mentioned you went from 3% to 9% on some of your better pastures. We just watched a program in here, the last presenter, and I've heard this same fact. For every 1% increase in organic matter, that's 25,000 gallons of water per acre per year. You went from 3 to 9.
That's on my good crop land.
6% times 25,000. That's 150,000 gallons more of water you're holding on your land per acre per year.
When these so-called droughts come and everybody, they look at my, well, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, you must have did this. No, I didn't. Nature did it.
Right.
But the principles were there.
Yep. Yeah.
Water holding property on your farm should be the number one thing.
You can't grow anything without it.
And you got to store that stuff, so when you get that grass laid over and you got the roof over the house on your grass, stuff gets real. I don't know what else to say. Like, you know, there's all these theories and stuff, but nature's been doing it for how many thousands of years, and you fight or you'll lose.
Yep.
You can't bear your soil off.
Shorty mentioned, and I'm going to do a video. Y'all will learn from, you'll hear from Shorty. I'm going to try and do a video with this fella, but he was saying, you know, that's why ruminants are on the land, is to break that stuff down, especially in arid environments.
Cows are a tool.
It's a tool.
Those cows are a tool to heal the earth.
That's right.
And so you can get up to 1 million pounds, you can do set stock, you can do whatever you want. But
per acre, you're talking.
Yeah, per acre.
Yep.
But so I'll try some of this stuff and then back it up for a bit and not get too rigid. You got to flow, like Alan Williams says. Just flow it out and change and adapt and just grow with the land with observation.
Absolutely.
And that's, and it's a big old journey. So if it's not in your heart, maybe go to town and get a job. I don't know. I'm just being honest here.
Well, Ian, my friend from Africa, he's a great friend and mentor of mine, And he's saying, you know, if you're not happy what you're doing,
Change it.
Yeah, change it. Go do something else.
And cows in Copenhagen are a bad addiction. I got off the Copenhagen, but not the cows yet. And I love cows. You know, everybody goes, "Oh, them darn cows." No, just let them be cows.
Yeah.
Just let them flow.
Yeah.
And they'll move around and teach you stuff that's insane if you just stop your quad or your horse and just see what the girls are up to.
Set in amongst them and watch what they tell you.
My own personal cows, I got them quieted right down. Like, they're full-on girlfriend cows. They just love me and I love them, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
So I got 60 cows of my own, and yeah, it's just fun. Just live life. Just every day, live in the moment and heal the earth. And you know, society is so filled up with all this crazy. Well, I don't watch news. I watch regenerative ag, adaptive grazing, and then get outside and live life.
There you go. Folks, that's the key to success right there. And Marty, I couldn't have said any better. Thank you. Thank you for this interview, and good luck to you and your grazing in the future.
We'll just keep going and learning.
You bet. You bet. Well, everyone, I'm going to exit with that, and on the way out, if y'all hit that subscribe button, that'd be awesome, and we'll see you down the road.